Hello, YouTube. I'm Ricardo. You'll be the host for today. Uh, well, I'm I'm a roast. What's mean? I I have the intent to let the conversation more fluently, more easier, and try to create opportunities to practice this idiom. On this meeting, we are talking in English, but in Talk and Talk platform exists another language. So Spanish, Italian, French, Chinese, German. Well, you could choose one and start practicing this another language. It's so important nowadays. And well, as I told you, I'm Ricardo. I live at São Vicente, it's a small city of São Paulo State. São Vicente is the first city of Brazil. São Vicente is south coast from São Paulo. I'm married. I have a daughter. I love watching movies, hang out with my friends, family. That's it. And you, my friend Eduino, go ahead and
Ye-
introduce yourself, please.
Yes, let me introduce myself. Nice to meet you, Ricardo. I'm Eduino. I'm from Angola, but I live in Brazil since 2014, almost 10 years.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I have work for experience working as a software engineer. I live in south of Brazil, Rio Grande do Sul, in
Oh,
São
great.
Leopoldo, near to Porto Alegre.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. I knew Talk this week on Monday, and yes, on Monday I knew Talk and subscribe it, and I start to making class in Tuesday. Yes, this is my third class. Yes. I love so much. Yes. I'm here to practice my English to improve my career, to get jobs abroad. Yes, this topic about AI is very important because I'm here. Yeah.
Great, great, my friends. Well, yeah, it's well, 10 years in Brazil, so in this case, you are a real Brazilian, I believe.
Yes,
Certainly.
I
You
feel
know the
like
slangs and the other stuff, certainly.
yes, gaúcho. I'm gaúcho.
Pache, yeah, exactly. Well, let me start the answer. You ready and answer the question. I follow the sequence, but it's not exactly a obligation. You could choose one of the question, skip one or two, or just to create another question. Go ahead, no problem, my friend. Feel free to choose the options. Well, let's start. Read and answer. Number one is what ethical considerations should be prioritized in the development and deploy of artificial intelligence? Well, this topic is a little polemic because, well, there are a lot of uh, there are a lot of oh, the people used to say the guys when start implementing artificial intelligence. Not now. The artificial intelligence starts, I don't know, in 70 year ages actually. In there is another name, is a multi-level statistic. Certainly is much better when you choose a name more attractive. And so these guys
Yeah.
choose the artificial intelligence because it's better or easier to sell this platform. He said a long time ago. But for other hand, it creates some problems recently because there are some uh, problems because the other commercial revolutions, particularly in the 19th century and the 20th century, the revolution make made to what's mean some points were vanish, but create much more jobs than finish someone. And so in this decade, the number of the jobs that became useless increased a lot. In the evolution's just starting. There are much more situations, not as specifically about artificial intelligence, but autonomous car and the drones and the other stuff. But I consider the other stuffs dependent. There are a dependence between, for example, drone deliver a mail, for example, or even autonomous car, because it's necessary artificial intelligence to guide these ones and the other technologies too. But I believe that particularly in countries like Brazil, is poor country. Yeah, you could say that Brazil is not exactly a poor country, but there are a lot of money, but unfortunately, it's more concentrated.
Yeah.
The most part of the people in Brazil, the Brazilians, don't have access to this kind of technology. And so in this case, it's a little dangerous if you start a lot of people, for example, lose your jobs or something like that. I believe this is take more time. It's about the Europe and United States. The revolution could what's mean let you some kind of jobs unless than Brazil. And the other stops in the other stops too, because for example, a drone in United States or in Europe is could land or could you deliver a command and don't have problems. But Brazil, some people could steal the drone or I don't know, destroy the drone. Doesn't matter because of the reason the guy sometimes is a little crazy. So I believe that I consider the the situation is it's necessary to pay attention, in my opinion, and try to lead with these concepts or prioritize some aspects. For example, let the people provide the people more knowledge about these stuffs and how to lead it to. That's it. And you, my friend, you doing? Go ahead.
Yes, I'm totally agree with you. I think that there are many ethical considerations that should have and prioritize it by companies and individual people that's development AI in our society. For example, in development, it's very important to be accurate in what data we use to train our AI model, for example. Yes, because there are not exist AI without that data. Yes, it's more important to be. And it's very important also to be very knowledge about what's impacted this product or model will be in our society. Yes. In other hand, in the deployments, it's very important to be attention in sustainability. Yes, because these models of AI like ChatGPT, there are more pollution in our environments when is put in deployment. Yes, there are some aspect it is to pay attention. Yes, yeah, I think that's the ethical consideration are more important, special attention in what data we use in to train our model. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, my friend. And to pass for the next question, number two, you talk about the teach the artificial intelligence. In my opinion, is the problem is not exactly how to learn, how to uh, consider how to let this kind of tool uh, recognize and avoid bias and discrimination. The problem is the guys are releasing the new applications, the new artificial intelligence type models, but don't have uh, enough time to prepare this tool.
Yeah.
My opinion is the biggest problem because yeah, is for example, ChatGPT, for example, I'm not sure, but I don't listen to some problem regarding this specific topic, discrimination, other stuff, because well, this tool uh, has been developed and sold a long time ago, and the guys, the Microsoft bought the tool when this tool started to give good results. So, and that's the problem. So, for example, and there are some another aspects. For example, if you have uh, some problem, in this case, who is the guilt?
Yeah.
I don't know if the people are using the, the company that created. Yeah, it's not clear.
Yeah.
Even in countries from Europe and the United States too. So, for example, if your autonomous car hit some guy and this have a big injury or even death, again, who is the guilt? So it's not so clear. And besides that, don't have good laws to lead and control the new aspect because it's so new. So it's, for example, ChatGPT is the most famous tool. Is the first. I believe that's the number of the users and all the stuff. It's reached the most part of the people 1 year ago, probably. So in this case, it's fresh and new, but yeah, it's a reality. So in this case, day by day, the people are creating more tools, and the yeah, I know that the law always became one step behind from the way to the people use the technology and the new habits. But it's important to uh, give more emphasis for this aspect because, well, as I told you, maybe in the next 5 years, certainly this kind of tool became more accessible for everyone. And
Yeah.
you, doing
Yeah. It's very difficult to be a uh totally control, total ensure that's what's happened with AI products because many AI's products that are self-learning, yes, the AI in AI field, people call it the reinforcement learning, when AI can learning by himself, by itself. It's very difficult to be a control. But I am totally agree with you when you say the AI should be or should have more support or control to teach us uh what we can use the better way. Yes, what we use the better way, teach the children how the children can use restrictions by age, for example. Yes, uh, should be exist more uh, rules, not rule exactly, but the consensus. Yes, many companies that's working with AI should be a consensus. What's the better way to use AI? Yes, and the should be exist the accuracy on the data. Yeah, use it in AI models. Yeah, uh, but it's the long journey. Yes, there are many years in front of us. Maybe in the next years it will be better. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, my friend. Well, choose another question. It's not necessary to be the next one. Could it be another or create some more another
Yeah.
question, my friend?
What's tools of AI do you use in your daily routine?
Yeah, yeah. The most part of the time I use ChatGPT, but I try to know and use another because, well, uh, I'm not sure about the uh, which one became the best or became the have more opportunities to different in situations. For example, create draws or create videos or other stuffs. So in this case, I try to be the use others, but essentially I use ChatGPT and the 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 I forgot the name of the Google tool. I forgot Gemini, huh? I love it.
Gemini, yeah,
Yeah.
Gemini.
I use sometimes Gemini, but the most part of the time I use ChatGPT. And there's certainly other tools that the people don't talk much about, but certainly there are artificial intelligence behind it. So, but essentially, when I wanted to use, I use just the both one, the ChatGPT and
Yes,
Gemini. How about you, my
good.
friend?
Yes, I had late adoption with the mainstream AI tools like ChatGPT. I
Right.
use only in 1 year used ChatGPT and Copilot. I knew
Yeah.
Copilot in my work when we write code. Yes,
Yeah.
Copilot help us to correct, to suggest better
Uh-huh.
practice and in development. Yeah, I love. But
Copilot from Microsoft too, né?
yes,
Yeah, yeah,
Microsoft. Yeah.
sure.
But I'm not considering me a best AI enthusiast in tools. But
Mhm.
in my academic life, in 2017 and 27 9 or 19, in my uh work of conclusion of my course in graduation, I did the work in AI fields,
Oh, yeah.
in deep learning, yes. But I'm working with image recognize. Yes, I
Oh.
love these fields, but using uh, these tools like ChatGPT, I use it in 1 years. I love, yes, I love.
Yeah, because I we don't talk about, but uh, when I was a kid, it's totally different. I have to went to the library and I made researches. I have to wrote down, and when I come back to my house, I had to write again because on the library is not possible to. Oh, my letter is not so good, so in this case, I have to write down again because I have to write in the better way. And nowadays, well, some time ago, when the artificial intelligence, for example, ChatGPT uh, is not so easy to use. It's much easier if you compare it when I was a kid, and nowadays became easier. Right?
Yeah,
And my daughter is not exactly a typical child or teenager because he's very responsible, and she have this kind of concern. Well, how about the ChatGPT? I could use or not? So it's uh, important question. And I used it to talk with my daughter. Well, the problem is not the use. The problem is how to use.
how to use, yeah,
For example, you just put, if you want, you could uh, request for the ChatGPT or another's uh, artificial intelligence tools, and the machine create all of the paper, and it's just sign and send it
yeah,
for your teacher. So in this case, it's important how learning how to use and the other stuffs, but is the most important thing is, yeah, uh, when I had a when I have a question, I know how to use the artificial intelligence and how to extract the better answers. But yeah, the purpose, the intent is the kid have to do, not the machine. So in this case, I try to in my case it's easier because as I told, my daughter is more responsible, but normally, for example, me when I was a kid or the most part of the kids, yeah, it's just wanted to play video games and the other stuffs and
yeah,
not have responsibilities. So it's normal. So in this case, if you just for example, give a break to 10 minutes. It's possible if you want. Create all of the papers, the homeworks, and after that you could uh, pass for the better time or
yeah.
the fun. So in this case, I believe that well, when you use it to talk with my daughter, you have, I don't know, 8 hours by day aside of the class, né? So in this case, well, you could choose 1 or 2 hours to do your homework in the study for tests and other stuffs. And the other time you could, for example, have fun. My daughter loves books. Is a different aspect too, because the most part of the people don't read books anymore.
Yeah.
So I try to lead with these stuffs, and it's necessary time to relax, but time to do important and study important things too.
Yes, very important point to reflect what's the children we are
Yeah,
created or we want to create it to the future society.
yeah,
Yes, it's very useful to use AI, but it's most important to training the cognitive ability to the child, to
okay.
force the child to thinking about your response, yes, your answers. Yes, we can help the child is to how the better way to use AI. Despite the answers in the chat GPT, we can learn or teach the children how to make accurate, how to extract better conclusion or insights on the response. It not only copy paste. Yes, I'm totally agree. In my area, software development, it's most common. People write on ChatGPT how do something and
Yeah,
copy paste, but it's not only this, but it's necessary to pay attention the code review and uh ask it to chat GPT how the better way to make this, how to improve the performance of these codes, how can I explain this code in other person. There are many ways to use ChatGPT. How can I, yeah.
yeah.
Uh,
When you were talking about and think the same time, uh, you and your workmates are adults, né?
yeah,
But when we talk about kids, there are another aspects because a lot of times, a lot of situations, the parents don't really know about it. Uh, I talk, for example, mm, there are a lot of parents and these people don't know how to turn it on a computer, for example, or even lead with a cell phone and other stuff. So it's case it's easier for kids. For example, uh, let the tools create papers, homeworks, and the parents never know about it. So in
yeah,
the well, it's important to pay attention, but sometimes it's hard, né? Because you have to use a lot of uh, tools to avoid this situation. Even Microsoft, for example, Windows have these tools. You could use applications or another softwares. Yeah, it's create passwords in the other stuff. For example, regulate how much time the kid uh, use computer at general, but and some tools too. But the most part of the parents don't know
yeah,
how to use this platform. And yeah, well, I'm a consider a privileged guy because I I have access to just this information, but the most part of the people don't really know. And well, that's important. Pay attention, try to make research internet or something to learn how to regulate this situation.
Yeah.
And about regulation nowadays, I'm not sure, but there is a trendy topics. The last episode of the Brazilian politicians, the guys don't allow to uh, use the data from social media to to intelligence for each intelligence artificial learn about aspects. And I'm not sure. I was watching a guy tell about it, and I don't really know if it was a good or a bad situation. And I
Yeah.
worked with technology since a long time
Yeah.
ago, so I'm not sure because it's possible to see clearly about some aspects. So in this case, is good one for intelligence artificial use this data, but it's not possible to predict how this data could be used. So in this case, is for example, recently some companies in Brazil create another companies just for use the data. And sometimes you go to the store and the guys request, for example, your ID, your age, and the other stuff. So I just wanted to, for example, buy rice or beans, I don't know. And the
Yeah.
guy creates a questionnaire and I don't know, sometimes there are 10 questions in the questionnaire. So, well, I don't really know. So in this case, it's hard to decide sometimes because you don't you not just talk about the nowadays. You just talk about, for example, the future. So it's not possible to predict all of the aspects.
Yeah.
In doing you how do you think about this situation?
Yes. About the regulation, it's very important to have by governments and by the group of companies, but it's very important to be carefully um to know to restrict the people to the freedom, right? Uh, for example, when the people use the data without consensus, in some cases it's not very good. Because the question is, what's the insight do you do you could get in these actions? Yes. But in Brazil, there are many regulations about the LGPD, for example,
Yeah, for example.
where yes, about the use from data is most important. Uh, but it's not there's not exist more regulation about AI because
Exactly.
AI is the new era. It's the new, but it's very important to give my main uh I think that it's in the future uh it will be more difficult to distinguish what's the real and what's the fake in the internet because there are many
Possible
tools.
to discover. Mm.
Yes, that's the people can make fake video, fake news, fake
As possible to
image.
notice the difference.
Yes, the question is how can we control uh these things? Yes, it's
Yeah.
very serious. Yeah, this information. Yeah,
Yeah. I don't know if probably you have you, well, could you watch some news about it? There are the main drugstores from Brazil. They are using, they was using the
yeah,
data. You could say they are because I don't believe that these companies don't use anymore. But the guys, for example, create a big catalog in the, for example, if you, it's common, né? All of the drugstores, when you wanted to buy a medicine, the guys request, uh, what are your ID?
I see. Yeah,
So in this case, the guys have a lot of information. The last uh, thing you buy,
historical.
stuff,
Yeah,
and the others things too. For example, the guys uh, choose a medicine, and for example, the company that uh, creates the medicine, for example, could you give money for the drugstore just for offer a specific medicine? So it's just a simple situation, né?
yeah,
But it's possible for them to create a lot of problems. And this kind of situation was occurring in Brazil. Uh, You could, after the class, you could make a research and you make a research on internet and you could the both biggest the company, drugstore companies in Brazil. And the guy, for example, could recommend a doctor, for example, choose a specific medicine. And when you arrive at the drugstore could check the name of the doctor and don't pay money for the doctor, but for example, pay, for example, a travel, a,
yeah,
or a meeting, a doctor meeting, other stuff. So in this case, is a biggest problem because one of the the medicines, for example, could you not choose, and you choose another one is a terrible situation.
yeah. There are
Shoot another question.
many.
Go ahead, please go ahead.
Yeah, I agree. There are many fields in Brazil that we can apply AI. Uh, yes, I think that AI it should be more applied to benefit societies. Yes, for example, uh, many fields in our
I choose
society.
just in my opinion, the worst one because, for example,
Yeah,
you could go, for example, uh, a candy shop.
yeah,
You could choose one of the labels. But when you talk about medicines, it's, in my opinion, is the worst one because I don't know if a specific doctor analyze the patients and you could choose, well, in my opinion, according to the exams and the other stuffs, I believe that this specific medicine is better than another.
yeah,
So, but when you create this kind of situation, it's terrible because doesn't matter if a specific medicine is better than another. I just want to choose this because you will receive more advantages. So in this kind of situation could occur in the any kind of others commercial transactions, but I believe that is the worst one because of this talk about health. So
Yeah. Yes, the healthy area is that that's fields the people or companies should be more efforts to to create more tools of AI. Yes, the health
yeah,
fields like telemedicine. Yeah,
yeah. It's like a knife, né? For example, you could use it to cut a bread to share another person, or you could use this knife to kill someone. The
yeah.
problem is not the tool. The problem is how to use.
How to use. Yeah.
Yeah. Shoot another question, my friend. Go ahead.
Yeah. Let me see. Yeah. How can we balance the benefits of AI innovation with the need to protect individual privacy and data security? Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Yes, we said before about the LGBT. Yeah, it's related to this question to protect individual the person data about and security. Yeah. Uh it's very important to balance the benefits and AI innovation related to the privacy and the security. Yes, I think that the benefits don't be over the individual rights like the protections.
Mhm.
Uh, Despite exist the LGBT, I think that it's very important to exist the consensus between other countries. Yes, Brazil is it's very well organized in this aspect, but I don't know what it is in other countries. What's
Yeah,
regulation exists in other countries, for
yeah,
example.
sure.
Yes, it's very important to have the consensus about the regulations. Yes, unify
Well,
maybe.
I'm not sure about you told because you are a Brazilian just 10 years. And
Yes,
in Brazil since I was born. So one, I'm not sure if you are exactly right, but I have a lot of questions about this topic
yeah,
because in any other country, né, for example, Europe or United States, the most part of the people or have ethic or have fear about the law because on these countries, the people when commit terrible mistakes or when commit mistakes,
yeah,
the guys really go to the jail. On Brazil, every single person wanted to take advantage. So in this case, for example, when we talk about United States, Europe, the guys don't. It's not necessary to create rules for everything,
yeah,
every situation. In Brazil, it's necessary to create
yeah,
uh, laws for each
yeah.
regulation.
Rules for everything.
Exactly. So in this case, it's not possible to control. It's not possible to fiscalize the situation. For example, it's just a normal. For example, is the biggest company, pharmacy company, not pharmacy. It's not the both main companies, drugstore company. So in this case, for example, well, it's a biggest company earning a lot of money. So you think about it and oh, this specific drugstore is more trustable because if you commit mistakes, is have more problems. So in this case, when you think that you watch a news or read a newspaper, so it doesn't matter, and
Yeah.
you know about the specific situation, you think if you this drugstore is the most famous are committing these mistakes, which another one could be a good drugstore? So you could trust in another drugstore. I'm not sure. And
Yeah.
it's a really big problem because you are an innocent person. Actually, you when you are a good person, it's much better because if you all of the people are good persons, innocent persons, so it's much better because all of the society take advantage from this kind
Yeah.
of attitude.
Everybody
In
want to
Brazil,
yeah,
yeah.
everybody want to skip the laws, skip the rules,
So
get an advantage.
you could pay attention in every single situation. And so in this case, it's
Yeah.
not possible to avoid. The government is not possible to control. So yeah, we have a lot of
Yeah.
problems. Well, I have to say goodbye for people from YouTube. Well, have a